For nearly 2 decades, the Bible is silent about Jesus' life. These are the so-called hidden years, a stretch of time that has puzzled believers, historians, and seekers for centuries. The Gospels, so detailed about his birth and ministry, suddenly go quiet. It's as if a curtain falls, leaving us to wonder what happened behind the scenes. From the moment he stuns the scholars in Jerusalem at age 12, to when he suddenly reappears aged 30, ready to change history, there's just nothing. The silence is almost deafening. We're left with a gap, a blank page in the greatest story ever told. It's one of the great mysteries for anyone fascinated by history, faith, or the life of Christ. What was Jesus doing all those years? What shaped him into the man who would one day challenge empires and inspire billions? So, what actually happened in those hidden years? Let's take a closer look. The answers may not be as dramatic as some legends suggest, but they are no less profound. The last we see of young Jesus is in the temple. He's just a boy, yet already astonishing the elders with his wisdom and insight. Imagine it, a 12-year-old holding his own with the elders, asking questions that stopped them in their tracks. Even at that age, there was something extraordinary about him, something that set him apart from everyone else. His parents find him, bewildered, and he returns to Nazareth with them. The story seems to pause, as if the next chapter is being written in secret, away from the public eye. Then, 18 years vanish from the record. No stories, no miracles, no teachings, just silence. It's a gap that has inspired endless speculation. So what do most historians and scholars think? What can we piece together from the fragments of history and tradition? The simplest answer is often the truest. Jesus lived quietly in Nazareth. He blended into the rhythms of village life, learning a trade, helping his family, and growing up like any other child of his time. Mark's gospel even calls him the carpenter. He likely spent long hours shaping wood, building homes and repairing tools, ordinary work that shaped his hands and his heart. I picture him day by day working with wood and stone, providing for his family after Joseph's death, learning the joys and struggles of ordinary life. He would have known the weight of responsibility, the satisfaction of honest labor, and the quiet moments of reflection at the end of a long day. But don't be fooled by the silence. These years were not empty or wasted. They were years of preparation, of growth, of deepening wisdom. The Gospel of Luke gives a clue. Jesus grew in wisdom and stature, and in favor with God and man. Those years weren't wasted. They were the foundation for everything that would come. He was growing, learning, listening to God's whisper, becoming the man who would change the world. In the quiet, he was being shaped for his mission. Of course, history buffs love a good mystery and legends abound. The silence of the Gospels has left room for all kinds of stories and theories. Some say he journeyed to Egypt, diving deeper into ancient mysteries. Perhaps he sought wisdom among the priests and scholars of that ancient land. Others claim he went as far as India or Tibet to study with wise men. These tales paint him as a seeker, traveling far and wide in search of truth. A few link him to the Essenes, a mystical Jewish sect obsessed with purity and prophecy. Some imagine him living among them, learning their secrets, preparing for his own calling. But, and this is key, none of these stories are backed by serious evidence. They are fascinating, but they remain in the realm of legend and speculation. The best sources say he stayed put, living a very human life. So why the silence? Why did the gospel writers leave this chapter unwritten? Maybe it's to remind us that greatness often grows in hidden places. The most important work sometimes happens when no one is watching. Just because the world isn't watching doesn't mean nothing is happening. In fact, the most profound transformations often take place in the quiet, away from the spotlight. God's work, it seems, often happens in the quiet, in ordinary homes and villages away from the crowds. The hidden years of Jesus remind us that preparation is just as important as action. Then, at 30, Jesus steps into the spotlight. The time of waiting is over. The world is about to change. He's baptized by John, the heavens open, and history is never the same. The years of silence have prepared him for this moment. So what can we learn from the silent years? What wisdom do they hold for us today? Perhaps this: don't despise the quiet seasons. Don't overlook the value of hidden growth, of patient preparation, of faithfulness in the small things. They might be preparing you for something greater, just as they did for him. The silent years are not wasted years, they are the soil in which greatness takes root. The hidden years of Jesus. A lesson in patience and preparation. In the quiet, in the waiting, in the ordinary, God is at work, shaping destinies, writing stories, and preparing us for what's to come.